In legends, there are plenty of beings and species that are unique in the way that they behave towards others, along with the fact many of them had unique abilities. One of these species was called a Rakghoul, and it is often mentioned in legends, but what exactly were they? Rakghouls were a type of mutant made by the Sith Lord Karness Moore. Using Sith alchemy and other dark side rituals along with dark force energy, Moore was able to engineer the creation of this mutant, and what made it different was its ability to spread its disease by biting or scratching an uninfected person. Once this had happened, the person would become a Rakghoul themselves. Moore made a talisman for the Rakghouls. However, once he was killed by his Sith rivals, the talisman made its way to Taris, where it would create a Rakghoul plague. Especially in the Undercity, there were vast numbers of Rakghouls where they would lurk on harmless villagers, turning them into more and more Rakghouls. Rakghouls were eventually thought to be extinct during the times of the Second Imperial Civil War, due to a newfound antidote having been discovered to the plague. Despite this, the Moore talisman was still present, and with its ability to create new Rakghouls, the threat would always loom. During the Galactic Civil War, Darth Vader discovered it and awoke a Jedi Knight, who had entombed herself as well as the talisman. Her name was Celeste Morn. Morn had previously locked herself away with the talisman 4,000 years prior to these events, and once she was awoken by Vader, she had assumed he was there to steal the talisman and hence battled him. However, she was no match for his skills and his stormtroopers present at the time, so she used the talisman and called on its power to transform the stormtroopers into mindless Rakghouls who identified Vader as the target. Due to Vader having been outnumbered substantially, he retreated and left Morn alone with the Rakghouls. The Rakghouls were not only ignorant sentient beings because they were able to adapt to situations as well. When they started to infect Mandalorians, they were able to use Mandalorian weaponry such as blasters, and as such became an even more dangerous foe. When they infected Jedi or Force users, they would be able to use the Force as well, which made these Rakghouls just as hard, if not more difficult to beat because of their newfound abilities. Several years later, Morn and the talisman would escape the moon they were stranded on aboard a Rebel Alliance shuttle, and would turn the entire crew of an orbiting Imperial Star-class destroyer into Rakghouls during her escape. After turning another crew of another Star Destroyer into mindless Rakghouls, Morn and her Rakghoul crew came into contact with Cade Skywalker. Cade convinced her to join him with his fight against the current Dark Lord of the Sith, Darth Krayt, after he had managed to use his unique healing abilities and cure himself from the Rakghoul plague. During their attack on Krayt's forces, he was killed, and Morn convinced Cade to kill herself as well as destroy the talisman to prevent the creation of any more Rakghouls. Cade done this, and with this event, the Rakghouls were finally brought to an end. I hope you enjoyed my brief explanation on the overview of the Rakghouls, and I would really appreciate it if you could hit the like button, and if you haven't already, then subscribe to stay updated on when I release new content. Thank you all for watching, and may the Force be with you.